Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure and pride as I say, there are thousands who say it cannot be done. There are thousands to foretell failure. But when an individual buckles in or a nation buckles in, that cannot be done is what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, on 23rd August, India has done a successful landing of Chandrayaan-3 on the surface of the moon, becoming the fourth nation capable of doing a soft landing and the first nation to do a landing on the south pole of the moon, a matter of great pride and success for India. This is the visual of the landing which is being done. It is being observed globally, and a lot of appreciation goes to Team ISRO and the support that has received from the center and from all the wings of the Government of India, which has helped to achieve what India has done today. The first message from Chandrayaan-3 says, I have reached my destination and you too, a really proud moment for all Indians. So this is the image of the lander and the rover of Chandrayaan-3. The lander is called Vikram and the rover is called the Pragyan. Pragyan is a Sanskrit word that means wisdom. The Pragyan is weighing around 26 kgs and it will directly communicate with the lander, and lander in turn will communicate with the earth and share the images and the information with earth. The speed of a gram on surface of the moon is around 1 centimeter per second. So the question now arrives, why India has done a soft landing specifically on the south pole of the lunar surface. Now see here, the image shows there are a lot of attempts which has been done for soft landing. The red are the failed attempts, the blue are the attempts which are made by the manned rovers and the landers. And Luna 25 could not do a soft landing on the surface of the moon, and rather it crashed. It is shown here, and Chandrayaan 3 position is visible here. So why South Pole? The first is big craters. We can observe that there are a lot of big craters which are there on the south pole side of the moon. As a result, there is a higher possibility of ice and water particles on the south pole side. Second, very uneven surface is there in the south pole, so there are a lot of crust in the peaks, and on these peaks there is possibility and there are high permanent visibility is there of light. As a result, this can be explored as a possibility of having human colony on the surface of the moon towards the south side. The third is the precious metals. It is believed that a lot of precious particles and minerals are available on the south pole, and specifically helium 3. This helium 3 is a very precious material and it can be a game changer because it will make us enable us to have pollution free electricity. So that is why India is specifically trying to do the experiments on the south pole. So as we understand, if Chandrayaan-3 is able to successfully discover the existence of water on the surface of the moon, it can be the game changer for the space researchers globally. So why water is so important? See, water will be the source of drinking for various explorations we do, and if Chandrayaan-3 is able to identify this, human colonization will be something which will be possible if we are able to identify the existence of the water on the surface of the moon. Second, the water molecule can be divided into two, hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen can be used for generating fuel for the rovers and all the experiment on the surface of the moon, and oxygen can be used for the breathing purpose for inhuman explorations on the surface of the moon. And thirdly, it will be helpful that to establish stations on the surface of the moon for further researches across the cosmic world, and including missions to Mars and including the lunar mining. So this will be possible only when we are able to identify that there is water on the surface of the moon. Regarding our stay on the moon, see, one lunar day is 28 days on the surface of the earth. This means for 14 days there will be light, and for remaining 14 days there won't be any light. As a result, these only 14 days are available for us, where the Chandrayaan will be able to charge itself through the solar panels. So we'll be roaming around on the surface of the moon for only 14 days, and in these 14 days we'll have to find and learn the composition of the lunar soil, types of rocks which are available, and try to discover the ice deposit and the minerals which are there on the surface of the moon. So we have only 14 days to go for this, half of the lunar day. That is what if we talk about in terms of the lunar aspect. Yes, I really believe that with the successful landing of Chandrayaan-3, now the moon race has just begun, and in the next 2 years, we are expecting around 9 moon missions, which are planned by various countries on the moon. This will be historic in for the human civilization and the mankind as we experiment and find a way to have a human civilization, a human base on the surface of the moon. Kudos to Chandrayaan 3. Kudos to India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.